Oh, we're laughing. We're having a fun time. Everything is wonderful. It's the Side Quest, your weekly journey into the wonderful world of video games, video game culture, and everything in between. And it's going to be a fun time. I definitely know it's going to be a fun time because I'm with three of my best friends here. I'm Dolly Demosky, by the way. Hello, hello. Joining me right there. God, I got to figure this out one day. Tyler.
It's easy. I can just go up and down this time.
Look at that. Look at that. If I'm like a puncher, like one of those punching nuns, landed a shot. Joining me, the cat right down there, Sam.
Hello. Diagonally.
Definitely not a furry, Sam.
Definitely not a furry.
Yeah. The other cat, I don't know if Gengar is a cat, but Gengar is something. JJ.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about what Gengar is now.
My brain was like, stop
He
for a
has
second.
ears, so I guess it implies it's some sort of like mammal-like creature.
Yeah.
This is hair. I mean, so yeah. I never really delved too deep into the
it's one of those where that is hair, but it's in theory, isn't it just like ghost wispies? Like I don't know, it's like not
Ghost
physical
Wispies
hair.
It's a
Because
good.
he's like a ghost
cereal
ball, kinda, right? Like I just assumed all of that family line was just kind of like
because
ethereal.
The whole evolution line is just him getting limbs. So.
Yeah. Starts off as orb, turns into Rayman, then becomes a fat cat, I guess.
Yeah, it's just like the photos things. It becomes it goes from one of those like scary orbs on the photos to being like the Night Stalker thing that's on the edge of your bed when you wake up in the middle of the night.
Oh, what? Huh? Oh boy. Man, it is first of all, I want to say thank you to you guys for joining us. Thank you everybody who is watching and chatting. We do appreciate it. You can remember, click like, rate, review, subscribe, tweet, post, send it to your auntie on Facebook, wherever you want to send it. Let them know about the SideQuest. We really do appreciate it. SideQuesting.com, SideQuesting TV on YouTube and Twitch, and hop into the Discord and let people know all about the cool stuff that you're seeing because the Discord crew is awesome. It's also where our Patreon members hang out. Friends, I just got the latest Google bill, and they jacked it up another $15 because they are ramming AI down our throats, saying, we want to charge you more because AI. Well, I don't want the AI. You're still going to charge you. So
it's a good thing that's the only thing that's going up in price.
I was going to say, are we through the news yet? I could tell you something else that got jacked up by $15.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. It's called winflation. No, so if you want to be a Patreon member, feel free to be a Patreon member. You can find us on the website, patreon.com. I think it's like /SideQuesting TV, if I remember correctly. Either way, definitely want to thank our wonderful Patreon folks. Thank you to our executive level, Punkdefied, PUNKDEFIED. The best part about being executive level, I will say this, is that you get a free shirt, a free t-shirt before anybody else gets them. So Punkdefied got that first Indies shirt before any of y'all got it, even before me. And so they were, thank you to the wonderful folks, Punkdefied and friends. And thank you to our producers, Stefan Swanland, Zero the Prototype, Exagenous, Jeff Grubb. Y'all are pretty good too. But you're going to be getting something kind of cool that JJ and I keep talking about doing. Yeah. But now that things are sort of slowing down, maybe.
Yeah.
Because there's no more video games.
Yeah. Video games have been canceled. It's great.
Video games are canceled. It is all good. It is all good. I've kind of reorganized my room here. So it's pretty cool. Well, we get a few viewers today. That's good. Everyone's getting ready. Talk about the big subject of the day.
Now that we're talking about it, Gengar is just a Cheshire cat, isn't he? So
you know what? I think you're right. You might be right about that. Boy, it's been a day full of some news. I'm just going to post this link right now. Hey, remember? Actually, let me talk about the news from last week because this kind of happened last week while we were recording. Let me get this. Or did we talk about the Xbox news last week? Yeah, we did talk about the
Which
Xbox.
Xbox did it literally?
Yeah, so last week we talked about Xbox's pricing issues, right?
Yeah, the
Guess
console
what?
issues. Yeah.
Console prices are going up. And then they said, by the way, we got Forza Horizon 6 going to Japan, baby. We're like, you know what? All is forgiven, Xbox. No issue whatsoever. Everything is cool.
Let me just get this on my Game Pass subscription.
I can't wait for Game Pass.
Let me take a big pull of soda and open the news.
The news is that updates to Xbox Game Pass introducing essential premium and ultimate plans. Oh, cool. They're kind of renaming these plans. That's a good idea. Brother, no. They're changing the prices. Look, they're waiting. They're waiting here to give you a chart that shows the prices. And I'm trying to find this chart. Look, by the way, you can now get Hogwarts Legacy.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I can get Assassin's Creed 2, a game that I've owned on like 3 different consoles.
They are, they didn't put a chart of the prices, but here we go. The prices are, and it is all over like Blue Sky and everything else. Xbox is jacking up the price of Game Pass Ultimate from $19.99 a month to $29.99 per month. How much? $29.99.
That's more expensive than Silk Song.
Yeah. So Ultimate is now priced $29.99 a month. Standard, they have something called Standard is becoming Essential, or Core is becoming Standard.
Yeah, whatever.
Because they also rolled it into like Xbox Live a while ago. They make this stuff weird.
Yeah, and they're kind of rolling out the cloud stuff to all 3 tiers as opposed to just locking it behind Ultimate. It's all just like 7 layers of fucked.
It is fucking nuts. With the whole like, okay, here's the let me see. Windows Central had this, which
and they're really leaning into like the weird benefits that nobody even really understands or cares about.
Yeah, I was gonna say, as a current Ultimate member and somebody who will be giving up his membership, as soon as you can get through to the
the page to cancel, because the cancellation page is crashing apparently.
Well, because I did a little bit of reading today that it appears others on the internet didn't do. So today is when this pricing takes effect for brand new members. So if you are not a Games Pass subscriber member, you're starting off with Core at $10 a month, the standard Game Pass or PC Game Pass at $15 a month, and then Ultimate at what is now $30 a month. But now in Ultimate, you also get access to things like Fortnite Crew, which is $11 a month, I believe. EA Games Access, whatever they call their thing, plus Ubisoft Plus. So you're getting access to all this other stuff, but if you weren't playing those games to begin with, you're now not getting any extra benefit. It also like weirdly talks about how now Epic and Fortnite are working with Microsoft to like quote expand ways to work together in the future, whatever that means. Especially because I believe Sony has a small stake in Epic Games. Owns like 10%, I believe. Somebody could fact check me on that.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, just say it. If you say it, it's real.
It feels right, so probably.
You also mentioned about they're opening the streaming thing, but now Game Pass, is it Ultimate still? Yes, Ultimate now has access to 1440p resolution while they're streaming. And you know what? And they get first in line. Like there's a line chomping at the bit to get onto Game Pass.
As somebody that's done a lot of the cloud streaming stuff on the PlayStation side, because that's the only way you can play a lot of the PS3 games they have on there, it's fine. Like if you have good internet, like I don't really notice it. But at the same time, I would love for like a local version of like Ratchet and Clank to be running on my PlayStation.
I don't think any of us have the internet good enough to run 1440p consistently.
Right.
Yeah.
No,
That's the other thing is like those are all like old game, like PS3
Yeah.
games. They're not hitting like 720p
Hey,
half the
I
time.
got a question for you, Dally, and is
Yeah.
the 25 games that come with the core listed in this article here?
No,
Because
no.
I need to know what those 25 games are.
Well,
For
brother,
$10
what?
a month.
Score is now 50 curated games.
What?
50.
Oh, I'm
But
sorry.
guess what?
Yeah.
None of those are Call of Duty because they made it a point to say you're gonna get 50 curated games. No Call of Duty. It's not a part of it. It's,
Yeah, because Call of Duty is the
Okay.
only thing you can download with how big it is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Here's the.
I love this.
It is such a so this comes on the heels of Xbox raising the console prices to pricing it out for people, so nobody is going to buy an Xbox now.
Or their handheld.
Well, now I was gonna get that. Then they announced the handheld pricing. The Ally is $600. That's the cheap one. $600, and the
which
big
is how
one-
much I paid for the most expensive Steam Deck OLED 1 terabyte. Like,
yeah.
And guess what? That cheap one ain't gonna be running Call of Duty.
Ain't gonna be running. So you have the more expensive one, the version you actually want. That's $1,000. You can get an iPad that runs all that stuff for cheaper.
The iPad now has Fortnite again. You're fine.
The iPad has Fortnite again, which is the whole reason you're buying this ROG Ally X. So we've been saying gaming has been getting expensive. We know that. It's hardware. We understand. I hate to say we understand, but we know the reason why, and that's tariffs. I'm going to say it out loud. It's freaking tariffs are jacking up the prices for hardware. It's across the board everywhere. We're all feeling the crunch. The digital side is very interesting. Now games have been, sorry to break it to people, games have been underpriced for a long time. So as teams grow, as tools become more expensive, prices should have been going. We should have been up to the $70 or $80 range for a while now. We have not. That's not me saying the publishers are doing us a favor by far, because there you go. The next jumping to $10 it's going to bite.
That's
them
insane.
Because the people who are working aren't going to see nothing of those price increases for game development. Mario Kart, the first $80 game, cool. First, definitely going to be more guaranteed after this price increase. We're going to see more. GamePass developers, the person making, working on Fallout 76 or the next, working on the next Gears game, they're not benefiting at all from this $10 bump in Game Pass Ultimate because guess what? There's shareholders, and the reason money is going up is partly because of shareholders, partly because I think there was a great thread that I posted in the news section on the site by what's the gentleman's name? Frank Cifaldi, who works at, is it Cifaldi? Whatever.
I thought it was Cifaldi.
Yeah, Cifaldi.
Something like
Used to work at Game History, awesome stuff. Used to work at GameTap. He talks about how
remember GameTap?
GameTap was the first sort of online all-you-can-eat buffet, and said started around 2006. Completely unsustainable, because when you look at how people actually play games, and the stuff he was describing is old games. If it's on a whim, I will power up. Oh, I remember this game. Let me turn it on real quick. I turn it on. I'll play it. I'm like, cool, still functions. I'll never touch it again. And I'll do that with old games all the time, retro games. I'm strictly getting Game Pass. Like I got it for Blueprints. I re-upped it back in like April, or back in like March or April for Blueprints, for Oblivion, and for Blueprints, Doom, and for Clear Obscure. Right? I'm like, okay, these are 3 games, $20. I can stream it, through Wi-Fi. I could play it on my phone if I wanted to, on my Steam Deck in a way. so it was fine. I'm like, okay, you know what? I can handle that. But the bigger issue is now, like, I don't want to pay $30 to take little nibbles of old games.
Yeah.
That doesn't do anything for me. That I'm not paying $30 because you're not really preserving games. You just have these old games. If I wanted to help game preservation, JJ and I are on the same page of this. We're gonna buy digital eclipse shit. Like that's the way to preserve stuff. So I don't play these old games for that. I will. Let me kind of finish up real quick here, because I was forgetting where my point was at, but now I got it. It's because jumping to $20, $19.99 a month was my kind of my limit, because I felt like most games are like, the bigger games that I want to play are like $60, let's say $60 to $70. $20 seems like a heck of a deal for if one game comes out every 2 months for these bigger games, because then I can kind of dip into some of the indies and I don't feel as bad. I feel like, okay, I've paid $40 for a couple months. I can still play some indies, but I'm really got it for Doom, the Dark Ages. Going to $30 a month now means I'm paying for a couple months. I'm paying $60 for Doom, the Dark Ages. Guess what? I could have bought that. And the only reason I was still sticking around on Game Pass was waiting for Doom to come out or playing around with it. Those indie games don't back up that $30 price tag, especially now that we saw what Silksong did. Imagine, like, now, no game comes out in September from Microsoft, but you're still paying your $29.99, and what do you got to show for it? Silksong. You're not making that, and Silksong's $20. You're not making that value proposition work out at all. It's a huge bump in price, and you're not getting the benefits, all those extra benefits they said, Ubisoft Plus, Ubisoft Classics, because we do want to play those old games again, right? It just doesn't add up, man.
Yeah. And it's like people don't really play. No, you're good. People don't really play games the way that they watch movies or watch TV shows, because everybody's aiming for it to be the Netflix of games. That's what they want. But it's like movies are maxing out at like 3 hours. If you're like a real weirdo, 4 hours, whatever. But like I'm a freak of nature. I have 7 games going concurrently. Most people don't. Most people don't do that. Most people are one at a time, maybe 2. Like,
something that Game Pass sort of filled the void of that we kind of lost was that you could kind of really use Game Pass as the video store. You can't rent games anymore. You can't get a taste of something, even if it was something that you've already played before. It's like, I like 20 minutes of Trials HD, and like just kind of put it away and come back to it like you used to go to the video store and rent Road Rash again for the 47th time. Just it's $6. You get to take it home for the weekend. You don't own it, and you just take it back and you're done with it. You can kind of use Game Pass for that, and at $20 a month, or it's like original prices where it was like $60 for 3 months, which was like really good for at a time kind of thing. But you don't have that anymore, and when you crank it up to $30 for a single month, it's not, the value is like, it's not worth spending $30 a month because I want to play like 12 minutes of Crackdown 3 because I remember that game, or whatever. It's and like and now that the new releases are few and far between with Xbox these days, it's just like,
that's the point.
And
Punctified's making that point right there, right? If we're not getting the full price game and finding the time to play it, 2 important things every month or 2 months. I mean, 2 months, the point isn't even there.
I recognized at a point where it was just like, it's like every other month I'm just flushing money down the toilet. And like, you also do some of the math too, because it's like, I love Forza. I always get the Ultimate Edition of Forza. So like, it's either spend this in perpetuity money to have Forza Horizon 5 on Game Pass, and then the DLC cost on top of that, Or just spend the $100 and get the game and not have to worry about any of it and not having to upgrade your stuff. It's especially now since this is how the releases are going with the Xbox. Like, I'm just gonna buy Call of Duty. I'm not gonna get it spend $60 a month or $360 a year for the privilege of being able to just like have it digitally take up.
And if you're using it as
gigs.
If you're using it as kind of like a rental service to like sample games and be like, do I like this one? Do I like this one? It's like, I think demos are almost coming back in vogue because developers have figured out that instead of trying to like do like a vertical slice and like give you a demo that way, which is really hard to do and like takes development time away from a game, they can just put a timer on the end or put a block on a chapter and be like, here you go, here's the first couple hours for free. If you like it, buy the full game. Trails in the Sky gave you like an 8-hour demo, which was insane. Digimon has like, it's like 2.5 hour, 3 hour, depending on how long you're sitting there grinding. And it's like, then that save carries over to the full game. You get to bring it over. Like some like achievements or trophies or something might bug out.
Remember when it was mandatory for any Xbox Live Arcade game to have a demo? That was the deal. Like, if you're going to be on Xbox Live Arcade, you have to have a demo, and you buying the full game was you spending the $10 to get the license key, just like a little 6 kilobyte key.
And guess what? Demos are free.
Yes. Now I want to go ahead. Sorry, Sam.
I just had one point. So I completely agree with like the tempo of like releases of like new interesting stuff from a major party, AAA release schedule is not up to what Game Pass is asking for price wise right now. Even with Ubisoft that plus that I think you get access to like, let's say Star Wars Outlaws or whatever comes out in August, you get it by December or whatever. It's still not a fast enough tempo for some of that stuff. You're missing out on the discussion of that. I think it makes, from a developer standpoint, if you're not one of these EAs or something that you have an existing contract for Game Pass, it makes it look worse to go into that because it used to be, hey, you want a existing fan base, like you want a multiplayer game to instantly have like 100,000 people playing it day one, release it in the Game Pass for free, and then it just gets there, it becomes available. That's not going to be a thing because now you're talking about a subsect of Xbox users who are now playing that and might not be interested in your multiplayer game because it doesn't fit the bill of what they considered to be a AAA worth my $30 a month like value. Like, I also agree with the like there's not enough of the sort of indies that are looking to that. Like Game Pass games, the next peak or the next like content warning, what other games exploded recently? Like all those games that like pop off on Steam, they don't just show up on Game Pass and that's where they blow up. It's like they blow up for $5 on Steam and then maybe come to consoles like a year or two down the line or something.
Sony's been the only one to ever actually kind of successfully PlayStation Plus launch critical and like player base because like they had Rocket League and Fall Guys or whatever the hell that
like I had a free copy of Fall Guys and I was like, this is a fun game. And then it went free to play and it wasn't as fun anymore.
But things like for Game Pass, I mean, I never would have played Avowed this year without Game Pass. Right. Like, at this point,
you're actively hurting game development studios.
Yeah,
but I also wonder how good some of the
runs out at the end of November, and I better be done with Outer Wilds 2, or I'm just not going to be playing that game. I guess.
I wonder how many like deals this.
Hurts.
Like because all of these are just like deals. This is like you're getting this. If like, and I don't know what the deals look like for Game Pass for people.
I was going to bring up the same thing because I feel like I've heard different things. It's like for some devs, it seems like it's a real raw deal, and like some of them, it really seems like it was make or break for them.
Sometimes
so I don't
seems
know
like
what
it's a money up front deal. Sometimes it seems like it's a Hollywood deal where it's like you get this much and then a piece of the gate or whatever or something. Like it seems like it's deal to deal, and I have to assume
I don't think Microsoft is cutting a single check for every single Game Pass game. They're definitely talking, and like some people are getting more and some people are getting less.
I have to assume there's some smaller games that are going to be particularly ravaged by what's to come with this new price hike.
Yeah, I would love to hear some devs talk about like if Game Pass is like worth it for them to be on it. And I feel like you would probably even get different answers depending on the studio. So
I think now, I think we're gonna find out real quick with this updated pricing, if Game Pass is worth it. Because like I said, I like you guys were saying, I think we're gonna see player bases plummet. And that means these indies who thrive on getting their game. I mean, Game Pass is. You hear that from indies who don't have a footing, right? Maybe they're newer teams or they're smaller games. Game Pass and PS Plus, those things help because you get this game out, quote unquote, for free because it's already included in your plan to all these people, and then the intent was, hey, we played it on Game Pass and now it's available everywhere, right? It worked for Blueprints, it worked for Clair Obscur, these two games, indies essentially that. Everybody was talking about. And now people are actively waiting for both those games to come to like Switch 2, right? So it's like, when I'll buy it. I want to give this company money because of all the good things I heard. At $30, you are pricing that mentality out. I want to mention, there's a couple things here. Contessa makes it continuously running Sonic Adventure 2. I was
in Animal Crossing, which she is playing on Steam Deck.
Wink. No, I loved renting games. There was something fantastic about game rentals because, a couple bucks in my day, it was $1, even up to like $5. You would rent a game you'd have it for a weekend, play it as much as you want, as little as you want.
These were more expensive and shorter time frames.
It's short, but you didn't feel like you were, you didn't feel like, it was only $5. You're like, what? I hardly had a chance to play it. I don't feel too bad. I'll rent it again. I'll take it back to the store. I'll contact them and say I want to rent it again. Movies and games function differently. Movies, we know why stuff like Netflix for us is a good deal. Games, gaming, you're almost intently going on like a Game Pass to look for something specific, right? Especially Game Pass. I would love to be able to say, I'm going to flip $5 and I'm going to have this whole selection and I'm renting this game for the weekend. I'm going to rent it whether I beat it or not.
Eat that
I don't know. Whether I beat it or not, I don't know, but I'm going to rent it. I'm going to borrow it. If I get a chance to play it, cool. If I don't, no big deal. I'll just pay. I'll flip another $5. Listen, 3 days. If you do a Friday to Sunday, you may do it again Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Like maybe, and that could be like $10 a week over 4 weeks.
Yeah.
That's $40. That's more. That's actually more than Game Pass, and you don't feel bad. The other issue, another issue is that you're paying $30 now. That's the cost of, and I brought up Silksong. Silksong is $20. Now I'm paying $30 to play Silksong, but guess what I'm not doing? I'm not keeping it. I no longer own it.
And it's especially hilarious because they were making such a big deal about Silksong specifically just a month ago.
I want to be able to own these games. Like, you know what? Everything on, I would pay the $30 if it meant I now own the games on it. Maybe there are fewer games. Maybe there are a fewer indies. Maybe it is just Microsoft's first party stuff. But for $30 a month, all of a sudden I own these games. I can download them whenever. Maybe Game Pass could do something like that, right? And I liken that too. That actually started from the idea of, weirdly enough, Nintendo's voucher system kind of rules because you're paying, I think you could pay like $99 or $90, whatever it was. And then you can get 2 games, 2 first party Nintendo games, most of them, anytime. And usually they're like $50 or $60. So you're saving over the time, you're saving like $10 to $20.
The draw is like, oh, you have to spend $100 at once.
You have to spend $100 at once, exactly, instead of like $60 twice or something. And that's kind of there's value there because you're owning these games.
Nintendo's subscription system kind of goes at it in the exact opposite direction of literally everyone else, because it's like, all right, you get the online play and you get cloud saving. That's standard across all of them. But then it's like, oh, you get access to specifically just our old shit. But it's different when it's Nintendo. It's like weird old shit. And, there's different tiers. But at the same time, one of the things they did that nobody else did that I feel like both they need to lean into and the others need to lean into is to give you DLC. None of these guys give you DLC. Which I
always forget about until they announce a DLC and they're like, oh, hey, and it's included. Or, or even stuff like the Switch 2 upgrades for Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom.
And I will say this, they also give you, unfortunately, Mario 35 is gone, but they do give you these other experiences. Why isn't Xbox specifically? Sony has the library. Why isn't Xbox bringing back the 1 vs 100, bringing back some of these silly little the viewing thing we did when we played Mortal Kombat together, right? Those are suddenly that's the value I want. I want to pay for something that I cannot get anywhere else.
Parties barely work anymore on the Xbox. It's
I don't care about Ubisoft's old games because I can emulate them. I can get them on other consoles.
Like literally like
has their own
have
thing
their own stuff.
Anyways. Like
Give me a version of them that works, that maybe a proper port, because I did play all the Prince of Persia games a while ago, and like Sands of Time and like Warrior Within, they're kind of weird to try to get running on modern hardware.
Prince of Persia 2008 is only complete on the PlayStation 3 because it's the only place that has the DLC, the epilogue, which is like the end of the game that they released.
Which
later.
I've played like one game or one time, and it's like, it really, and it ends on a cliffhanger too, and they never went back to that storyline.
This, by the way, Zero mentions Game Share seems like the closest thing to that Blockbuster thing. Game Share, I tried it the other like a week and a half ago with a friend. And then I tried again with my daughter. Donkey Kong. She played Donkey Kong on her Switch. With my Switch 2, her with her Switch Lite. And it feels like you know what? Holy cow. That's fucking cool. Because you can also play that over the fucking internet. It's like lending people my game and playing together. Why isn't that an Xbox? They are the premier online service company, and they've fallen by Nintendo of all people, who have come up with these cool, stupid little things. It is mind-boggling. Instead, their value is, we're just going to give you content that you can get everywhere else. It's just it's a bundle.
You're getting quantity over quality.
I'm telling you right now. Exactly. The people who want Ubisoft classics are not the same people who want EA Play, are not the same people who play the Fortnite stuff, are not Riot. Why should I have to pay for all this stuff? If I'm Taylor on our staff, he plays Riot stuff, could care less about Ubisoft, doesn't play Madden, and probably isn't much of a Fortnite guy. Why is he paying for all that extra stuff? That serves nothing for him. Give me fresh experiences that compel me to want to get in the Xbox world, because those things I can get them separately. And that's, I think, is that $30 price point is bad, but not having quality content is even worse. And I think, to me, that's
I miss everyone talks about how they miss, like, how with the Virtual Boy when they did that whole thing, and it's like, oh, look, I missed weird Nintendo as if Nintendo hasn't been weird Nintendo for. Xbox was doing exponentially weirder shit on the 360. They were experimenting with some of the most bonkers things. It's like, we're gonna sync your shit with your cable TV. We're gonna have live video game shows. We're gonna let you watch Netflix in a theater with all your friends' avatars.
That was fun.
We're gonna give you a bunch of free pizzas so you can try to order Pizza Hut through the Connect.
Oh my god.
I remember I got like 4 or 5 free UFC pay-per-views because they were trying out the streaming service for that stuff for a while. So if you're an Xbox Live Gold member, you would get UFC, 48 for free or something. Like they were.
I'm basically going to say
that's gone. That's all gone.
I'm going to say this: Xbox is dead. Microsoft Gaming is its new name.
Yeah,
that's what.
Also, I just want to say I actually don't know if Game Pass has this option, but if you're gonna have a monthly subscription, especially like a stupidly expensive one like this, give me a freaking yearly option, please. I'm tired of paying monthly for all this crap. Like my yearly subscription for Amazon Prime renews like this month, and it's like, yeah, it's a hell of a lot more, but I'm splitting it with my dad, and I just literally logged into his PayPal and gave myself half the money for it. So
yeah, it's so weird because like I'm assuming the thought process is they don't want to have a gift card hanging on the shelves that says $360.
Like, what was the joke? Everybody wanted the Xbox 360 back. They didn't mean it this way.
Yeah, that was a good one.
By the way, there's the name of our podcast episode. That was an Xbox. I think that's perfect. Wonderful. Wonderful. Yeah, when the dust settles, do we think Disney Plus or Xbox Game Pass lose more subscribers this year? I think Xbox Game Pass. Disney is still Disney.
Disney's Disney at the end of the day.
I don't know,
I think a lot of people
Disney
came.
Plus, which also has ESPN and all that stuff. If they lose the F1 rights, gonzo.
I think a lot of people came back to Disney once Kimmel came back. I think they were like, it's fine now. And like I unfortunately never was able to dump it because I have a toddler that loves both Louie and now Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. My dad wants
is it
ESPN
Mickey Mouse
stuff.
Clubhouse or is it Mickey Mouse? Because they had the other Mickey Mouse.
It's Clubhouse Plus. I think it's like the revival season of it.
They had what was it? It was Mickey Mouse.
Yeah,
Clubhouse,
the price is going to go up on Mickey Clubhouse Plus next month.
Yeah.
Housing costs go up in Disney. Anyways, it's tough, man. It is. Microsoft has lost. Xbox has lost Xbox, and that was an Xbox. And rest in peace. Goofy Xbox was fun. That's what the Xbox 360 was. That was my favorite. I was a Nintendo kid growing up. The Xbox 360 was my favorite console.
It's one of the top. It's one of the. It's one. I would say probably top 3 hardware
of all time.
Of all time, man. That thing.
Even with all of the like hardware failures with the Red Ring of Death, like everybody had a 360.
Isn't it crazy that like literally the biggest piece of shit hardware ever like physically manufactured?
You know what though? That generation, I had every single console from that generation, at least the home hardware, like failed for me at one point. I had multiple 360s Red Ring, I had a PS3 Yellow Light of Death, and I had a Wii disc drive get jacked up because we were playing Smash Brothers with wired GameCube controllers. My friends kept jerking the console over. So
it is.
Well, at least that's the only bad news of the week.
Yeah,
and there's no other companies that are gonna implode.
Certainly no other bad things.
We're not gonna get into too much more bad news, only because we're gonna be here for hours. I will say, Microsoft really. I don't think Phil's gonna be around at Microsoft because the backlash is pretty severe, and I think they're gonna need to change leadership. If only they did it like Nintendo did it, and Bowser retired. I had fun putting this together. The kingdom finally free of King Koopa. Bowser retires. Yeah, Dougie Bowser is retiring. Apparently, if you listen to, I think Jake in the Discord mentioned it. Kit and Krista had talked about his successor, which Devin Pritchard is going to be a successor. The first female Nintendo of America president, the first female president at Nintendo across the company in a position like this. Freaking cool. But Doug lasted about, I think he was there for like 5 years or so, like right before.
It didn't feel like a long time.
It didn't feel like a long time. It was, but I think because we're still living in 2020. But from what they said and from what other people have mentioned, Doug was there sort of to guide through some of the kind of settle things after the Switch, because he kind of took over soon after the Switch launch, a couple years after the Switch launch, and then kind of guide them through into this next era. And from what it sounds like, he was always supposed to only last a set period of time, because part of it was he wanted to. He didn't want to go as long as like a Reggie or or Iwata or other folks. So he wanted to get to a certain point. And so I think it was definitely something that was in his.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people
out on that name though.
Yeah. But you can say Bowser's been defeated, which is actually kind of a cool thing to know.
I saw a lot of people on like social media. It was like, earnest question: what did Doug Bowser accomplish at Nintendo? And I'm like, he didn't rock the boat. I mean, that's really
exactly right.
He accomplished what he was supposed to. He went.
Not everybody can be a personality like Reggie, and Reggie has that whole story of like, I convinced him to like make Wii Sports free, which Doug Bowser did not do with Nintendo.
Doug Bowser convinced them to make Welcome Tour $10.
Maybe his biggest failure, which is not a big deal.
Reggie's like 6'8", and he scares everybody. But Doug Bowser. Yeah, exactly. He was there to not rock the boat and just keep them moving forward. Like literally, it was moving forward. Reggie did great from we're in a very turbulent time towards the end of the GameCube era. They had the DS and the Game Boy Advance and the Micro, and they were getting ready to go into the Wii era. And so they needed somebody who could manage that. And once that was starting to level out a little bit, and they started bringing the Wii U and the 3DS in there, they needed to keep Reggie because he was able to handle that. And then
they tried to phase him out before that. Like,
it's also like it's Nintendo of America, so it's like it's more like it's localization. It's who are you going to see on a direct when they need somebody that can like speak English at a native level? Like it's really not like the biggest.
And Doug's really not. Doug hasn't really been on a lot of the directs either because they've been doing the voice.
The only reason they ever included Reggie in any of those directs is because they knew that he was a character.
He was a character. Yep. That's why you did not see Doug, and you'll see Devin in a lot of the same capacity as Doug by hey, I'm Devin Pritchard. I want to introduce you to this person who's going to talk about whatever. Thanks, and see you guys next time. Like that'll or I'm here to announce a partnership with Illumination.
Thank you, Chris. Let's go.
It also helps because Reggie was there whenever they were still doing stage shows. They did need somebody actually on stage.
And, exactly. Now Pritchard comes from the Nintendo events background. She comes from a legal background. She comes from marketing. So she actually has a lot of this. There is a definite path when you read through the article here.
There's those gold chains she's stripped out in.
You know what? She seems kind of badass. I gotta say, she seems kind of badass. She has actually good style sense. She has that Reggie-ish style sense. Like you walk in a room, it's like, all right, that person knows what to wear. And it's cool. No, but she was there for the launch of the San Francisco store recently. But Nintendo has a path, right? Reggie was on the specific path. Doug was right behind him in the succession path. And apparently it was Devin Pritchard and one other person together that were sort of neck and neck on this accelerant path. It was always going to be one of these two folks. And the other person decided to retire early. And so Devin Pritchard by default became the next person. But this is something that Nintendo of America has been working with Nintendo Japan, the motherland, for a long time. Like everybody over there has been working towards getting Devin Pritchard in this role. So it's not like it's a shock to the folks in Japan. This has been the plan within the company probably for a couple of years now that she was going to be in a role like this potentially. So very cool news. And it's just, you think of Nintendo as this sort of, what do they call it? Like a state or like a real conservative company. And they are, but getting a female in role like this is going to do really well because we needed, again, Doug wasn't not much of a TV guy. He wasn't a character. Devin seems to know more of that stuff because of her Nintendo events background. She's been able to kind of connect with media a little bit. So I think there'll be some cool, you may see her pop up on TV shows and like daytime TV and news stuff a lot more often, which is pretty cool. So yeah, good.
And she got her doctorate in law at Gonzaga, which is that's where my grandfather got his degree in law. So
nice.
I'm happy with that. Go Bulldogs.
Go Bulldogs. All right, so we have a lot of stuff to talk about today. We spent 40 minutes just talking the Xbox news.
Oh man, Xbox. One day we'll have a week without you.
Yeah, it's been that.
Yeah,
been that.
Probably sooner rather than later.
Without you, that was an Xbox. but we have a lot of things. I have a lot of show and tell stuff. I'll get to that afterwards because I want to get to some of this gaming stuff. I want to say first, today, there are a couple things. Today is, or I should say, today's International Coffee Day. Supposedly, I think they have it like every week now. But I went and had a coffee this morning. It was awesome. I had a Cafe Misto, I guess that's at our Starbucks at our company.
What's that?
Is that when you just
which
get
is
a
like
coffee
half
and they spray it at you?
Yeah, it's basically half coffee, half espresso, and half steamed milk.
Sierra Mist.
Sierra Mist. But that was the first coffee
machine.
I wasn't going to have a second coffee because I figured if I'm going to go for caffeine, I'm going to go with 5-hour energy. 5-hour energy fixes tired fast. Full of caffeine. Enjoy it. JJ's got it as well.
I like the watermelon one. Right?
Yeah, the watermelon one is good. The Outer Worlds flavor.
The Outer Worlds one is actually really good.
Really good.
I like fake grape flavor. So,
yeah. And one thing we're definitely doing is we have lots of great pets at SideQuesting. And if you're in the Patreon or on staff, you get to, we are now including our pets and our pets and the animals in our lives, not family members, sorry, in our thumbnails today. And I figured,
I'm going to thumbnail.
I figured, I'm going to start kind of when I remember, and if you guys remind me, start posting a picture during the show as well. And today's lovely friend, JJ, who is this wonderful creature?
This is Zach's little wonderful goblin, Bronson.
Yeah, Zach. Named after Bronson Pinchot from
Bronson as in the movie, the Tom Hardy character, but not character because it's a real life prisoner. It's just one of the baddest men on the planet. So.
Look at that doggo. Look at that doggo. God, I gotta kick these.
I love that face. This dog looks like it's a troublemaker, and apparently it is because Zach had to go through several strenuous, anxiety-inducing things with this dog today because he wasn't doing so well. It was up and down for Zach for a little bit there, but
we're gonna do.
He ate some carpet and his guts aren't good, but he's fine.
Yeah. So he posted in our podcast feed, "Don't tag me on Blue Sky if I'm not on the pod." And I'm like, "We're talking about your dog. Come on in right now."
Yeah, you're technically on the pod now.
Technically on the pod. So yeah, give some love out to Bronson there. And you'll see Bronson in the thumbnail. And if you're in the SideQuesting Patreon, hop in there, post a picture in the Discord of your pet. Tell us a little story if you want, and we will we'll post it in the in the show. Anyways, let's get into some of the games we've been playing. Now we got through all some of that fun stuff. And I want to start with Tyler. Got to see Tyler's been on a horror kick, let's just say.
Yeah, so it's October, baby.
It's Shocktober. The first thing is, you have a couple things. One is a preview, and that you for upcoming game, and the other one is a game that just came out. Maybe the game that just came out, you could talk about it, but because folks are still playing it, maybe we just won't spend like 40 minutes on it. We're not going to pull a Zach or a Taylor, but let's talk about the game that you had a chance to preview.
Yeah, so I had a chance to preview IRE, a prologue, which is an upcoming game from Probably Monsters, which is they're a fairly new studio, but they did release, I forgot the name of it. I thought I had a tab of it, but they released another game that it was at one of the last Nintendo Directs. Hold on a second. It was Storm Lancers. There we go.
Oh yes, Storm Lancers.
Yes, yeah. But so this is a horror game, comes out at the end of October. I had a chance to spend about 30 minutes on Zoom with the creative director, CJ Cohen, who was the former story team lead for Destiny. Maybe we should have had Zach on here. Maybe you could have told me more about him. And I think he worked on some like Halo stuff as well. It's a lot of like ex-Bungie devs over there, so they know what they're doing, even if it's a new studio. So yeah, it was about a 23-minute demo of the start of the game. Straight up just was like, yep, here's the main menu. Like, hit start. This is exactly what you're going to see whenever you start the game, and just watched until it cut off for the first few minutes. And it looks like a pretty good game.
Cool.
The basic premise is you're a young girl named Emily, and you are on a ship in the Bermuda Triangle. I think it's like your dad's ship. I think your dad is like a sailor of some sort. And you keep finding these weird, creepy doors, and they're counting down from 13, and even like the chapter markers count down from 13. So even when I was watching, like, wait, 13. Wait, are we starting in the middle of the game? And that kind of like was like, oh, okay, no, we're counting down from the doors. So essentially just trying to like escape the ship. You've got a monster chasing you. And you're just trying to solve the mystery of like what's going on and get off the ship, especially because it's the Bermuda Triangle, and things are going to get supernatural and weird. It's one of those like first person no combat horror games, like one of the run and hide, which it's one of those things where it's like they were really popular, and I think people got kind of burnt out on them in like the 2010s, and so now we're having like more of a resurgence of like classic survival horror games, especially with like Resident Evil going back to its roots and Silent Hill being revived finally. But I think now it's like we can have a balance where we can have both. So and this looks like a really good one of those. Game looks like it runs fine from what I could tell on Zoom. They were like, listen, it's Zoom, it's going to look a little choppy, but we promise you it runs fine. And yeah, it was choppy, but it was Zoom choppy. I could tell it was Zoom choppy. So yeah, no, it looks like a really good game. They did say there would be a demo during Steam Next Fest, which I think is later this month. So I'll definitely be checking out the demo, and definitely check out the full game at some point if I can get the games that I'm currently playing down, because I've got a lot of games I'm playing. But no, it looked like a pretty fun game. Horror games, I think a lot of things that'll draw me to horror, games like this is like, well, where are we? Like sometimes a really fun like location can be a big draw, and like ships are cool. I like ships. I've never really been on like a huge ship before. On a schooner out in like the Salem Bay before. I was about the extent of my seafaring experience. But like a ship is cool. So like I'm like, oh hell yeah, a weird horror game on a ship with creepy doors and a monster chasing you. I'm into that. But no, it looks like it's gonna be a good time. Only releasing on Steam and Epic Game Store right now, no console release. I did also ask them if there was Steam Deck verified, since I was going to get a Steam Deck, and they said TBD. So I guess we'll find out whenever it releases if it's got that verified badge or not. Hope it does, because it'd be a good deck game. But yeah, no, it was a good time.
Spooky stuff. You've also been playing another spooky game.
Yes, another spooky game. Silent Hill F. I've been a big Silent Hill fan since I was a teenager. I was actually very scared of horror stuff whenever I was a kid. I could barely handle like Are You Afraid of the Dark and stuff like that. And my best friend from high school got me into Silent Hill, and then I ended up working through like all of those like original games, Silent Hill 1 through 4, and even some of the newer ones like Shatter Memories and stuff like that, and really just fell in love. And that was kind of like my breakthrough with horror. And now I'm just a horror guy. I'm like desensitized, and I don't really get like the super often. I'm just playing. I'm like, oh yeah, this is good. This is the good stuff. And this is a big deal, a very, very big deal, because it is the official, I guess, revival of the Silent Hill franchise after it's been long dormant after the cancellation of Silent Hills and Kojima's departure from Konami. We did have the Silent Hill 2 remake last year, but it's a remake of one of the greatest horror games of all time. Even if people weren't sure about Bloober Team developing it, they knocked it out of the park, and it was kind of like a given. They're like, Silent Hill 2 is going to be great. It's Silent Hill 2. But this is the first new game in the franchise since Downpour, really, or I guess Book of Memories was the last one. I'm not going to talk about Book of Memories.
yeah.
The first real one, let's just say.
Yeah, the first real one. And I will say, if there was a Jeff Keighley Game Award for most controversial game of the year, it might end up being this one, because this is going to be a very polarizing game. I've been looking at the Silent Hill subreddit especially, and it's been like, this is a love or hate it game. And a lot of it comes down to the gameplay. The gameplay is very combat focused. It is very much like, people have been comparing it to Souls likes, which I'm not a super big Souls guy, so I can't really attest to it. It's not really
see it. I don't understand that. Like, I guess because it's hard. Like, the combat kind of is.
It's hard, and it has a stamina meter, and I guess attacks on the default controls are like R1, R2, which I immediately switched that to like Type C. We were talking last week about like.
I was gonna be controversial and say I think people are only saying that because the combat sucks, just like like a Souls game. But like. It's intentional here. She's just a high school girl that's got that dog in her.
It's yes. I've been describing it as like Silent Hill 2 remake combat with more junk in the trunk, and maybe the junk doesn't always work because there's a lot, like you have like a focus, that drains off of your sanity, which can slow down time, and you've got counters, and you've got light and heavy attacks, and it's 1960s Japan, so there's no guns. That's the other kind of big gimmick, is we don't have guns. You've got breakable weapons, except sometimes you have an unbreakable naginata, or sometimes you just got that wolf in you.
Got that dog.
You got that. But so that part has been very controversial. Aside from that, I think it might be one of the best games in the whole series. It is written by Ryukishi07, who, I've talked about Higurashi on here before. So this is kind of like his first game that's not a visual novel, I believe. I think he's mostly completely done visual novels at this point.
And boy, can you tell. And I mean that as a compliment. His fingers are in every, like, all the flavor text. Like, you start reading stuff and you're like, this is my boy.
What made me happy is that it does have more of a puzzle focus. I was a little worried with all the talk about like, hey, this is going to be very combat heavy, because I really like the puzzles in Silent Hill. Like,
it's the best part of the Silent Hill game.
It really is, and the puzzles have been really good in this. And like the other games in the series, it has a separate difficulty for combat and puzzle, which I love. And it actually defaults to combat story and puzzle hard, and it lists those both as like, this is like the intended Silent Hill experience. I think part of the problem is some people are like trying to be big tough internet, people, and being like, well, I'm going to do combat hard. Oh shit.
It also does the Nintendo Mario thing, where if you die enough times, it's like, hey man, how about you lower this bad boy? Would you like to do that?
I actually haven't died enough on story to actually run into that. Also, the fun thing is like half the mechanics on story combat doesn't exist. So like, you're not supposed to be able to like refill health at the save points.
Health, like, and like other stuff costs like the in-game like weird currency stuff at those save
But then
points
I just get like free sanity every time I save. I'm like, hell yeah.
Great.
I'm always full on items, and it's like really not that hard, which is what I want. I want the puzzles to be hard. There's also like a third difficulty, Lost in the Fog, which I don't know if I'm ready for that for the puzzles yet.
That's a good name, man. That is
it really is.
I love the animation on the enemies, man. They are upsetting, every single one of them.
The other thing that I will say, maybe like a minor spoiler, but I feel like it is important for people to know, because some people I've seen have been like kind of upset by this. I think it is something you should know going in. This is kind of like a Nier situation is probably the best analog I can tell you. You are not done in one playthrough. You are meant to roll back around in New Game Plus. You can only get one ending the first time. It is a really abrupt, kind of weird ending. And after you beat it, it does give you the unlock criteria for all the different endings. You can literally go to a menu on the main menu and be like, okay, what do I need to do to get the next ending? And then you reload your save in New Game Plus. So we need to do New Game Plus and get some of the rest of those endings. But yeah, like I said, you're kind of meant to do it that way. And some people are really like rubbed the wrong way about it. Like, I don't want to have to play through the whole game again. But it's like, you already know the puzzle solutions. You know how to do the combat. So earlier section should be super easy. You can beeline to some stuff. You know what items you need and what items you don't. So
horror tends to be able to deal with the you have new eyes the second time around more than anything else. So,
and this is a story where I think you need to kind of like come back to it, like wrap back around from the end of the game and see some of the stuff in the beginning and see the illusions that they're making and the metaphors and stuff like that. But I've been enjoying it. Like I said, it's going to be a controversial game. It's probably not going to get nominated for Game of the Year, unfortunately. I think it's a really good one. But and it's got problems. Like I said, the combat is not great, but give me a Silent Hill game with good combat. It doesn't exist.
Here's the thing about the Game of the Year talk is that the people on the forums are not the people picking Game of the Year. The people that are picking Game of the Year has been dropping hot 10s on this bad boy left and right. So
yeah. At the very least, it needs to win, like, best score, or, I've been playing with the English voice acting, and the English voice acting has been really good. Himiko, the main character, is voiced by Susie Young, who does Yuffie in the Final Fantasy remake games.
Oh, cool.
And I think on our New Game Plus run, I think we're going to switch it to Japanese so we can hear the Japanese voice. Also a great excuse to hear both voices. So
yeah, true. That's actually a good point. Because I'm playing it. I'm playing it in Japanese. So yeah, New Game Plus will be definitely in English. It has some of the best sound design in a video game I have played. Everything is so deliberate and scary. I love it.
Yes, yeah, it is. I definitely recommend it for anybody that likes horror, or
if you can handle it.
Yeah.
Speaking of horror, there is a little bit more horror, and JJ has been playing a horror game.
Yeah, I guess
it's a horror season. JJ, what have you been playing?
I was gonna say Walking Dead VR just to keep the goof going, but no, I've been playing World War Z VR. Did you know that they still put out VR games?
Huh?
And this is one of them. I don't there's not a lot to talk about with this. It's a good game. It is just a little side piece to World War Z, that game that came out a while ago. It's the same game, same locations, just kind of reconfigured with some similar people, but the concept is still the same. It is just Left 4 Dead, where it's all right, you got your mission with your team, you do the mission, now you got to fight off a swarm, and then you got to do more mission stuff, and then here's a swarm, and then you got to escape, and it does that for 4 or 5 different maps in VR, and it works really good in VR. It has a really cool they give you a lot of freedom with how you want to set it up. It's always the biggest problem with VR games is that it's usually either super constricted, or the things that you can change are yeah, this is good, but I wish I kind of had more. I would like to have it be I'd like my turning radius to be different, but my movement to be a little to be staccato or whatever. But this one just lets you pick everything. It's whatever it is. You just want regular motion. Do you want to do that 90-degree? You could change the angle of your stuff. You can adjust. So most of your stuff is done you have a vest that you wear in the game, and you can kind of choose the height of it, because and it lets you do you want complicated reloading or easy reloading? And it's when it's complicated reloading, it's take the clip out, go to your pouch, pull the clip out, put it in, and the whole thing. Or the easy reloading is the cool John Woo style of the clip's out, you smack it to where the pouch is on your chest, and it's just slamming a clip back into the gun, and you start firing again and stuff. It's cool. That's the best way to play, because you feel cool doing that. But yeah, everything's just sort of you have your menu, and you have the typical VR thing is putting your vitals on a watch or whatever. So you got all that stuff. Yeah, it's got all the stuff that you expect from if you played World War Z VR or non-VR, you know exactly what this game is. It's just now it's in VR. It looks really good for a VR game. Not one of the best of all time, but I applaud them. They did a pretty good aesthetic for this. It's fun. It's single player as opposed to World War Z proper, where it is more Left 4 Dead, where it's it's better with, you can play it single, but it's better with 4 kind of thing or whatever. But yeah, it's because you can't there's you're gonna get 2 other guys with VR
I was gonna say,
headsets together.
how many people do you know with VR headsets?
Yeah.
I actually need to get used to my Meta Quest 3S that I bought, and then realize that it made me really bad motion sick, and I put it in the closet.
I've said it before. I've always been super lucky. Like 3D never bothered me, and VR has never bothered me. Like some people have.
VR has been the only thing that's bothered me, and I'm really bothered by that fact.
Yeah, there are, but also there's a big issue where some of these games, especially like some of the not as big games, are really bad at the like how to present the world in you. Because the one thing that will mess me up in a VR game is if I'm playing as a person and you don't give me a body. If there's no body there, so when I'm looking around and stuff and I'm trying to like get a feel for where I'm at in my room and stuff, it will mess me up. It will mess me up. But they've kind of stopped doing that. You kind of always give people the Rayman effect, where you're like a torso with floating hands most of the time, and that's how
I think he had a full body in the Assassin's Creed VR game, because maybe that was my other mistake, because that was my first VR game.
That is not that one was also like just not good all around, because there is some real, because like the most recent Batman game is probably one of the best VR games of all time. It's silky smooth. But yeah, and this is smooth. That's the thing. Like there's no staccato. There's no like it feels like it's out of sync. It's like it's a solid frame rate. It feels good. Like it's a good VR game. It's not gonna, it's no killer app, but it's like if you have a headset, you just like this kind of like first person shooter zombie apocalypse. If you like Left 4 Dead and World War Z, then this is like a great VR game for you. And it's like $20, so it's like a hell of a value too, because you actually do get a good chunk of game. So yeah, that's good. I liked it.
Let's get a little bit more light. Let's get light. And what better way to be make things a little bit lighter than being outside in a vehicle? Sam,
how heavy a car is? Cars are heavy.
Cars are heavy. Sam, you've been playing a game about being in a car.
Yes, Formula Legends, which is vaguely based off of both the horrors and successes of the. I mean, I don't know if I'm legally allowed to say it's based off of Formula One, because I don't know that they say it out loud. But hey, Formula Legends, which in game and on its exterior both reference very highly, or would suggest referencing open wheeled racing that you might know in a certain formula category. It is a more arcade style racer. And it is kind of like a time trial game, I would say. There is certainly racing. The coolest aspect of this game is that you can, as a fan of a certain Formula series, like go into this game and start basically the generation of cars that you're familiar with. So if you started watching during the 90s or the 2000s or the mid 2000s, late 2000s, like, maybe during the 80s, maybe you're into the classic cars, that's there for you. There's tracks that are based off of certain real world tracks and their locations and their certain layouts. And they have both a classic version and maybe a modern and even a further modern version of some of the same tracks. So you can kind of see the evolution of the layouts and some of both the modernization of the safety features and sort of like the way that tracks evolve over time to both show off the abilities of the cars and slow them down. So that is a very interesting aspect of the game, because there's not very many racing games that show you sort of the evolution of the history of some of these historic racetracks. Now, obviously, these are not actually these racetracks, both in name and layout, because for some tracks, those are officially copyrighted, and some are both sold and owned to specific racing games. So not available for this game. Unfortunately, that's kind of where the coolness factor of this game stops. So the game is an arcade racer. You're not looking for realism here, but you're also looking for a game that controls well. There's a racing line in this game. You're kind of seeing it every once in a while when we're seeing this gameplay footage. And essentially on this racing line, it's both where you would want to put the car, and it's also where the developers intend you to put the car. So both grip levels and tire wear, and so by extension, both speed and your ability to turn is affected by this racing line. So if you're not on that racing line, you lose that ability. And this game doesn't support, or well, I mean, it does support it, but not very well, of you starting your turn not on the racing line and then coming to the racing line and instantly gaining more grip because now all of a sudden you're on the racing line. So there's really no way to define the grip of your car coming into a turn correctly. So not great. And the other problem is for an arcade racing game, there's no way to sort of compete against people other than times. So there is no multiplayer of any kind. There's no local multiplayer. There's no online multiplayer. There is a leaderboard system, and it is broken up by both the modern and the sort of classic tracks. And there are only on the leaderboard stuff, there's only certain cars, generation of cars, like the classic cars can only run on the classic tracks. Modern cars can only run on the classic or modern tracks. So it's not really much to like share this game with other people, I guess is like easiest way to say it. And a lot of the game is like locked behind unlocks. So like you can start in whatever generation, but you can only select certain drivers from certain teams. And the way that you unlock them is through playing and maybe beating that sort of career to get that. So like, you know, maybe you'll have Ralph Schumacher, who is a real Formula One driver, but like Mouth Thrumacher or something, and his brother Mitchell as drivers, but like you won't get the one without completing the season. So it's kind of weird, especially when those have like better stats. Easy mode is like kind of like not hard. You're as soon as you're in front of the pack, you'll be in front. But anything above easy is like ungodlike, because as soon as you get touched by another car, you get spun around and you have to basically restart. Because if you're not running the precision AI line with them, you're never going to catch back up. And it's a shame because it has like really interesting concepts, like the idea of like they have their own version of DRS, which is WRS, that they add like in the sort of modern cars. They also have like an energy reduction or a retention system to give yourself like speed boost through braking and stuff. Like they have like a really cool foundation, but the game is in 1.0. So it's not in early access. It's out. If you go to their Steam page now, they talk about how like now they're going to add like custom liveries, and they're working on both steering and artificial intelligence. But at this point, like the game's out. Like, it's not going to get multiplayer as far as I know. There doesn't seem to be any discussion of that.
That seems like a really big post-launch thing to add.
Yeah, they're also talking about tracks, like making a series of improvements across tracks. And I don't honestly, unless there was a track I missed in the like 2 campaigns I did, it's just kind of weird. It just seems like this is an early access game that they're like building as they're driving down the road, and it's just unfortunate that I don't think I like the destination that this is getting to.
It looks like it wanted to be Trackmania, but couldn't commit to the bit of being Trackmania. Like, like it's like if you're gonna do the leaderboard only thing, like you have to lean hard into the leaderboard part of it.
Well, and it's you know, I don't want to directly compare it to other games, like but if you look at something like Parking Garage Rally, like it has its own identity. Now this is like kind of borrowing an identity, if you want to call it that. But it's sort of like not giving you a reason to work towards getting better times, because the real like unlocks and where you want to focus your time is in the sort of quote unquote story campaign stuff. But then you're just racing against AI that if they get like within an inch of you, you're sort of magnetized together. And then you're spun out and you're at the back of the pack. So it's either like restart or fight your hardest to like get back on them or whatever. So yeah, it seems like a lot of wasted potential. And it just seems like this game's in early access when it is released. So shame. Maybe we'll check in 6 months and see where we're at. But
okay. Well, that's it for the games. Because I have some physical products that I've been reviewing. I have quite a few. So we get a lot of stuff. We get a lot of stuff here at SideQuesting.
I'm under embargo for stuff.
5-hour energy. 5-hour energy fixes.
We don't even know when the embargo is up on the stuff I've got.
The stuff you're looking at. Sam might be getting something, a few physical things here soon. But
I'm getting a physical thing that I'm purchasing with my own money.
There you go. We get a lot of stuff. So I'm going to start with let me say this. This is the perfect time of year to start planning your Christmas shopping. And I get this written in every pre-R email. It's like, if you're thinking of holiday gift guides, maybe you want to include this. But we do try to focus on the stuff that's actually worthwhile for people that are gaming related. Hey, y'all know I get glasses all the time, right? Let me put myself up in pole position here.
The only one. I've got glasses on.
I was going to say, I think Allie is the only one who technically does not have glasses on currently.
That's true. I normally wear glasses, but I don't wear this. So, hey, you guys all know I wear glasses, right? I get a lot of glasses. I get a lot of glasses from Gunnar. For some reason, I am become an influencer. And
big Gunnar guy.
Yeah,
there we go.
In the pocket of Big Gunnar.
Big eye guy.
Yeah.
And I've gotten the Overwatch stuff. I've had the Fallout. I had kind of the more stylish things. Well, I'm sitting around the other day, and I get the notification that I've got 2 boxes coming. Like, 2 boxes, like, you get the mail emails come in letting you know what's coming, and it's like, you get 2 boxes. I'm like, what the heck? So they show up, and I go out and get them, and they're 2 kind of smallish boxes. I'm like, oh, this is kind of weird. I wonder what these are. And open them, and lo and behold, they're more Gunnar glasses.
Wolf spiders.
More.
They got your prescription, and they're just sending you, baby.
3 Gunnar glasses. So I have to look these up right now, but I got 2 Witcher themed Gunnar glasses, and I got 1 stylish glasses. Now the Witcher ones, let's start with the Witcher.
Famously set in a time period with glasses.
Famously set in a time period with glasses.
Game or novel canon.
Yes. So
I think TV actually.
Maybe. I think this is probably TV. First of all, check out the cool case. Both of these come with the same kind of case. Very nice leather.
Is that the Witcher logo? That's in the.
This is.
Yeah, you got the Witcher wolf head and the Ciri, whatever her thing is.
Yeah.
Now, thankfully, you mentioned that, JJ, because this pair is the White Wolf.
Yeah.
So they're called the White Wolf.
Just like Bucky and
just Avengers. Like Bucky and Avengers. So
it's not Deli's nickname, ladies.
I'm a big fan of this kind of stuff. We get plastic cases, we get kind of cool boxes, but this sewn is really neat. It's actually really nice, nicely crafted piece. And because got that Witcher logo, you want to leave it and kind of leave it out and show it to people.
Subtly drop the hint
across the table.
Oh, my glasses! Look at this.
So I've been wearing these glasses a lot. They may have replaced the Overwatch Gunnar glasses that have. Okay.
I don't know. I told you when you posted those, I was like, I may actually just buy a pair of these because I really like these.
These are the White Wolf. They are actually really, really nice looking. nice looking glasses. They have a little bit of that 70s vibe. I think both.
Yeah, it looks like you're about to be sent into you're like about to be sent to do Argo.
I feel like I'm AEW's Don Callis. If
you told me you had to get a van somewhere real quick, I'd understand.
But they're very light, and that's because it's very thin frame they're utilizing. It's actually so what's that? Go ahead.
I was gonna say, are those wrapped in leather on the arms?
Oh, let me get to that. Yeah, so it's a metal frame. AJ does not like to wait for me to explain stuff.
I was gonna say, which one of you is reading off of the PR sheet?
Well, I have eyes. And I'm wearing glasses, so I can see the things.
You have eyes, but you don't have patience for surprises. No, just kidding. So this, yes, I was just gonna get to that. They are wrapped, and they're actually wrapped with that same leather, but it's got, I don't know if you can see it, but it's got the stitch. I'll take a better photograph. It actually has the stitch along the edge there.
Yeah.
That's sick, dude. These are stunning glasses, and they're so light. They're almost
now what they need is like one arm made of silver and one arm made of steel. So you can
exactly. But they actually do have like that sort of like silverish color, but they have
somebody over there just kicked themselves whenever I said that. Damn it.
They have the you see that there? They got the lovely
okay.
Is that the Gunnar logo in the top left there? Is that what I'm seeing?
Gunnar logo top left there, which you can't see when you're wearing them. Anyways, these are really just something. The only very light, and it's not super flexible because they if you overflex these, they're gonna crack. But the only thing I don't
not good for whenever you have a toddler.
Is this. I don't know if you can hear it, but they're the loose nasal nose thing. They're metallic.
I don't like nose pieces in general.
Mine are like they're just kind of built into the thing.
Built in I think is a little better option. But these are meant to be loose so that they can kind of flow and fit. But
they know they're going to be pressed on with headphones and stuff, so they're going to be kind of wild. Yeah.
But I hear them shaking a lot, and I don't know if you can hear it, but I am. There's a little feel of just below the surface of perfection when you have something that's just a little shaky like that.
It makes noise all the time.
Yeah. I'm not there's this thing that we call BSR in the automotive industry: buzz, squeak, and rattle. And
it
this
seems like you need to figure out why you're shaking so much.
I'm shaking because the white wolf spirit is in me. No, but these are fantastic. They also come with the let me show you something. They come with the cool case. Check this guy out.
Oh wow.
Case. There you go. It says The Witcher with Gunnar. So actually a very nice case. If for some reason you don't want to put it in this directly. And ready? You guys ready?
Pocket as well.
This.
There we go. I was hoping that would exist. Okay, so it is the game. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a video game. Yeah.
That's Game Geralt. Game Geralt.
Game Geralt. So these are the
Gunnar Geralt. It's his new form.
The White Wolf glasses. Now, I also got Siri's glasses, and Siri's are known as Siri. Literally, just Siri.
No fun title.
No fun title. Of course, they have the cool, that kind
women,
cool.
Right?
Yeah. Before I put the glasses on, let me show you once again, kind of the same case. Here is Series just says The Witcher on it because why put the actual cool logo on there and then down at the bottom? But I actually like this. So here's check that logo out, and this is a much cooler cleaning cloth. I think the bluish color from Siri. That's very nice.
That's good art. That's good key.
Here are the glasses. They're rounded, and they're made for women, right? So they're women's glasses. At least that's what I feel like because they definitely don't fit my face. I look like a mad doctor when I wear these.
Yeah, you look like you look like you're
I don't know. I feel like I'm a big head boy, and I feel like I'd look pretty good in those.
You might. You also have some bodacious long hair that would fit alongside these kind of perfectly. But I will say this: these have a a little bit more of a gold tint to them, and I find that really kind of cool, right down to the frame. And the best part about this frame is you can't quite see it there. I'll take, if you see the picture, there's a picture probably floating around here that I'll have taken and posted. There actually is a nice detail on the frame, a nice cool ridge, which you don't have on the White Wolf. And you got the stitch in a lighter leather, contrasting stitch along that side. These are really, really nice glasses. Again, also very light. They still rattle, but these are very cool.
Are the nose pieces? Are they? Because they look like they're just metal.
They are just metal. They are just
oh
metal.
God, I don't like that.
Yeah,
but they're rounded. They're kind of rounded and curved, and they fit fine. I don't have any issue with the nose pieces here. It just doesn't. I'm not this. This is not my facial size, my shape. But these are gorgeous. Again, really nice job. You don't want to overbend these because they're so thin, but yeah, I think these Witcher glasses. Let me grab those over here.
I need a durable glasses.
Yeah, is actually a great combination that I think is something that they've done an awesome job on. You can kind of see it a little bit here. They're not as amber as some of the other Witcher ones. So I think that's just they have like a few different amber levels, but that's just what they sent here. I've been using. These have replaced my other Gunnars, and I use them non-stop. So great job for the Witcher glasses. I think like $99 each. I think they're kind of worth it. Because they just look so nice, and they're so lightweight that
when you put on the round ones, you look like Paul Williams, by the way.
There you go. Gunnar also sent over other glasses. All right. So this is the square case that these latest ones are. And these are, give me a second here as I cut up the name for these beauties. All right. These are new arrivals. I'll get these figured out in a second here.
Do we think it's gun related?
No, it's let's see if I have the name.
Does it say it in the brim of the glasses?
Not
the brim, but one of the legs.
No,
the legs.
What do you call the things? The thing? Are they not legs?
Arms.
Arms. Okay. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not like I said the phalanges.
Yeah. Do you lock on? Wrap your legs around something, or do you wrap your arms around?
Yeah, but it like helps the glasses stand up. I don't know, dog.
I don't know either, and I'm actually not quite sure which ones these are, but they are women's.
Good job.
They are women's glasses. I think actually they're the Tokidoki Donatella. So they're Tokidoki Donatella glasses.
Doki Literature Club glasses. Got it.
There you go.
This is
another good horror game.
This is the kind of the carrying case on there. So kind of interesting. I actually like the texture on this one. Let me drop this sucker out, and you get the little, the cleaning cloth. Anyways,
okay.
These glasses are premium quality glasses. I had my daughter put them on. Man. These are thick, so they're quality.
Wow.
These are as much as
I like how thick they are.
These are women's glasses. They are these are like some of the nicest quality glasses that I've come across. These are a lot more amber through the lenses here. But I love the shape. It has that tortoiseshell. Yeah, it has that tortoiseshell. It also has that sort of retro kind of, I forget what they call it, the wing. But I really like this look. My daughter's been wearing these. Her glasses are actually, her actual prescription glasses are actually very similar to these. So she's been borrowing these when she does some gaming in front of her computer. Gorgeous, great color on these Donatellas. And you could see this.
I was gonna say, my wife just said in the chat, it looks like her glasses. Like they look like a very high quality version of her glasses.
So on the one side, it says Gunnar and it's wood, right?
I was about to say, is that wood? That's sick.
Yeah, it's wood. It is wood. It has got some. Look at these inner details here. This is amazing. Like the amount of work that they've put into creating these. And
It's like they actually got like a carpenter to come in.
Yeah, right. It kind of flipped because there is no.
It's got
I made it a point
inlays,
to like, the inlays are great. There is no like hanging edges on these where you're gonna get your ear caught or your hair caught. Super smooth, super nice. You can actually see the frame inside the plastic, the embedded in there. It's gorgeous. You got the little round nubs at the end there, which are cool. It's just so. These are premium. These are the ones that they have on the higher shelf at Lens Crafters, right up in the back there. But gorgeous pair. Again, out here, and the nice thing, ready? These do have a little bit of that.
There we go.
Hinges,
I need a pair of glasses that can survive getting slapped off my face by a 2-year-old. There we go.
These are not my glasses. But these are gorgeous. These really are, and they're just. There's actually a really nice. Listen to this. Ready? I love this.
Yeah.
Just the over the center. Oh, there's like ASMR to closing glasses the right way and having that little flip. But these are terrific. These are stunning. I have become a glasses guy since getting all these Gunners, and I'm okay with that because I have put these good ones to use. So yeah, these are the Donatella, the Tokidoki Donatella ones, and I think they are very premium. That wood detail is just awesome. So yeah, there you go.
You don't see a lot of wood in frames, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's difficult to pull off.
The nose padding is built in.
Yeah,
it's not loose like the other one. So yeah, these are great, very cool. Glasses. I've been reviewing stuff that's also not glasses. The second big set. Okay, so I have a device here that I think all of us have now. The Nintendo Switch system. You guys heard of this sucker, right?
Oh yeah, Switch 2.
The Switch 2. This is my current Switch case. It was like $6, whatever, $7 on Amazon.
I just realized I don't have a Switch 2 case.
Get yourself a Switch 2 case.
Yeah.
Here's the game that one of the games I've been playing, kind of free in there. It fell out of its little holster. Anyways, this is my Switch case. Blah blah blah. Whatever. When they announced the Switch 2 back in April 2nd, we get this email, and the email says, "Hey, we're Snakebyte, and we put a lot of accessories out there. Would you like to receive any samples for the Switch 2?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, go ahead." Forgot about it. That was April. Didn't get a response back until tail end of August. All of a sudden, this giant ass box shows up at my house.
I love it. That's the best kind. Big surprise.
Yep. I'm going to go through these one by one because they're great. First one, so I travel a lot, right? I've been traveling a lot. I hung out with JJ in Seattle. I've been to Toronto a few times, Chicago, Los Angeles, and I showed you my travel Switch case. But there's a lot more gear, right? You need cores. You have sometimes extra controllers. You have headphones. So anything you can take with you, it becomes an important travel thing. So this was perfect timing because I got all these things to take a look at. This is the Power Charge S2 they sent over, and I've been using this charger as my travel charger. It is, if I can open this sucker up, here we go. It is literally, I mean, it is a travel charger, which is obvious, but it comes with the USB-C cord and the main kind of charging unit, which is a lot tinier than the Switch's charging cord. And it was kind of scary because I kept thinking, is this going to blow up my Switch 2? Because Nintendo says it has to be a very specific Switch cord. Can't use your old Switch cord. It's got to be the new one. This is tiny and it's fine. And it works perfectly. It's rated for the Switch. The little, the everything kind of pops out of there. And it's just USB-C. The nice thing about it, because of travel, this comes with the adapter. So if you're going overseas somewhere, you can get one of these adapters and just slide it in there. So now it doesn't add
I like
that
a
much.
plug with a good slide like that.
Yeah, good. And it's actually a nice, I feel it's a nice chunky slide. It's got a few different adapters there if you're going to, Japan, if you're going to Europe, a couple of different places in Europe. If you're going to be on a boat, slamming zombies against the wall there, then this is probably going to work in that. So cool. And that's small enough where it fits in a case. I'll show you a case in a second because the other thing I like to charge, especially when I'm playing the Switch 2, I will sometimes take, as y'all know, I will take these suckers off.
And sometimes leave them on a plane.
Sometimes I'll just leave them on a plane, but I'll take them off and I'll use the Joy-Con Pro controller because I'll leave those. I can leave these on the Switch if I want, but sometimes it's good enough. And hopefully Nintendo will, I should say. Hopefully Nintendo will come out with more colors. I think that's something that JJ and I especially have.
Yeah.
We want more colored Joy-Con too, because just black is okay for the current, but I like colors. Whenever those colors arrive, or whenever I buy more Joy-Con, especially for families, I have some place to charge all those extras. Snakebyte has the Twin Charge S2, and it's a very simple little Joy-Con charger. Again,
oh, that's nice. Yeah,
it's USB,
like
USB
carnival slide.
Yeah, carnival slide, and I'll just take
it's a little bit more exciting than getting just the grip that has the plug in it, which you have to buy separately.
Exactly. So this actually it's got a good weight to it too. It's kind of a nice design. It's kind of chunky, and it's funny
because it doesn't look like it has weight, so that's good to hear.
Doesn't look like it has it. It's actually very, and it's got some nice little rubber footings in there, so it doesn't slide. It's surprisingly a good piece of kit there. It's not magnetic, so you really do have to kind of drop these in there. So. And
that would have felt really good if it was magnetic. I was like,
if it's magnetic, I think that would have been like cool, but no, it's not. You have to drop them in there, and then they'll charge, and you'll be all set. But you know what? For a home, whenever Nintendo puts out those extra colored chargers or Joy-Cons, this is going to be the charger that I use because I got it for free. Thanks, hey. But also, it is good to have a secondary charger. And the simplicity of this just works nice. So
yeah, when you only have one set of Joy-Cons, you can just leave them on the Switch and they'll charge just fine. But the moment you get more,
for a second, yeah, exactly. Let me get unblurry. Come on, focus on your boy.
Dally's turned into a cryptid. Everyone,
you talk about Joy-Cons for a few minutes and it loses focus.
Yeah.
Get this. It might be that light in the background. The light.
Yeah, I turned my backlight off.
This is about to turn into a music video.
All right.
Jamiroquai video.
Yeah. So I travel, right? And I mentioned bringing stuff with me. So I got those chargers with me. They sent along the next piece of kit, the Sling Case S2. I am not a Sling user for gaming consoles, mostly because I don't take this out with me and walk around the house or walk around the airport. I will usually have a backpack, so I throw my stuff in the backpack. If you don't have a backpack, if you do carry your stuff with you, a sling case is actually a nice idea. And this is a very simple case. I mean, it really is just it's more about the check out the cool design.
Yeah,
than anything else.
I kind of want a sling case for my Switch 2, but not with the early 2000s aesthetic.
Yeah, it's a very basic. It's a very basic.
This is like, and it's something that I would never do, but this feels like hey, I'm going to take my Switch 2 into like a theme park and play it while waiting for a ride.
Yeah.
Yep. I will say this. You could tell this is the low end of the scale because their logo isn't actually sewn correctly. It's kind of sewn.
It is, isn't it? Holy shit.
So yeah. But again, if you want a sling, go for a sling. I guess I'm not much of a sling guy. I'm much more a case person, as you saw before. So I got a couple cases that they sent over. The one that is close to mine in terms of function, but not color, is the Travel Case S2. Hey, remember that early 2000s look? This is very sturdy though. It's got, it's definitely got some padding, more than mine is right now. Mine, I think if you sneeze at it, it dents because I bought it for like $6. This has much more sturdiness to it. And let's take this sucker off. And this is basic. This is just a travel case. It's actually got a nice feel to it. I had it open because I was putting the Switch in it earlier. Good size. I mean, it's just basic. You got a pocket, and you can store 10 games, and you got this. That's it. That's all it is. The pocket's not zippable, which kind of sucks because if you have it's got space, so you can actually kind of see putting things in there. But if you hold it like this, which I do because the handle's on top, then stuff might fall out of here. And hey, guess what? If your Switch 2 Joy-Con are sitting in here and it's like slightly unzipped, they could fall out. So not the biggest fan of this being not a zipper storage, but for absolute basic storage, hey, it's a nice color. It's storage. And I've been brutal with this thing. I've been like throwing it around the room. That's one thing that I like to do with these is throw them around and see how they fall off of like staircases and stuff. And hasn't dented. That's a good sign. So yeah, this may be my daughter's case whenever she gets a Switch 2. Sorry.
After the Switch 2 OLED comes out.
This case I love. So this is the Starter Kit S2. And I say I love this case because it's a very basic case, but you can see the stuff that kind of comes with it. So all of these things, or a few of these things, are definite necessities. So it's a case. Woohoo! It's a case. We got it. Mr. Demofsky, tell us why it's so good. It's that kind of woven fabric, which I love. So the woven fabric feels a little more like, I don't know, dimensional to me when you have like a woven fabric in there. You unzip it. It's got the same pocket, which I'm not the biggest fan of this loose pocket, but it does come with, I mean, it's the same interior as the other one. It does come with a few things. That's why it's the starter kit. So I'll show you the stuff that it comes with. Obviously, you get a screen protector here. So definitely put a screen protector on your Switch 2 if you haven't yet, because I have dropped my Switch 2 quite often. You have the cleaning stuff here and the application stuff. You also got this is really funny. This part's the best. So you got headphones, which, sorry for the ASMR there. I guess if you're going to use ear pods, just use, if you don't have any, these are cheap. It's got a little microphone in it. They're just very basic. See, there's the microphone holder. I guess
I've never
not,
been
whatever.
a pod guy. I can't do them.
Yeah, I know, and again, very, very cheap direction, but that's the reason behind it. The one thing I do like is it comes with the rubber caps that you can drop on top of the Switch 2, the controls, right? The stick. So it has a nice kind of soft rubbery feel. The current ones are they're also soft and rubbery, but they can also get gunky. So throwing these on here, just easy, just drop it on there. Y'all said. Actually, it's kind of a nice thing to have for kids. Other thing that's good for kids is I shouldn't say it this way. I'm not going to say what's good for kids is condoms, because that's not what I meant. But you guys remember the Wii remote control little condom things, the protectors?
Yeah, we got it.
Yep. Yeah. That's what these are. These are the same thing. It comes with a couple of these that you can throw in there. They're very cheap. These are extremely cheap, and there's no like little returns or anything. It's just like stick this sucker on. It's actually got a little bit of strength and rigidity on the inside there, which is kind of cool. But they're really just make sure that you don't bump your Switch. Which, guess what? I've already done. I have dropped my Switch quite often, and I've already dented the edge here. And these are fine. I mean, they don't they don't impede anything. I will say this, like, definitely for kids, these protectors, because the thickness of this material is the same thickness as the buttons, or height of the buttons. So you can't feel the difference. Like if you're playing, you're not going to know which button is potentially not going to know which button is which. If you're a person like me who likes to keep their finger on a button, and now I'm kind of confused, because of the location of those. So
yeah, one of my favorite things about the Switch 2 Joy-Cons are the larger buttons compared to the Switch 1. And it sounds like this is literally like just turning that back around.
Here's what's even worse it's harder to hit this home button, the game chat button, and the plus button because they're smaller and they're almost they're inset. Sort of, they don't stick out on the controller, right? They're more, they're lower profile. So this covers those. You can't get to those that easily. Not great.
God, Dolly uses white mode. That's a thing I didn't need. I knew I needed to know.
Alessia now.
Yeah, I guess for kids it's okay if they're throwing, and they're probably good for like if you're doing a lot of the motion gaming, like Switch Sports and stuff. But I wouldn't. They're neat. I wouldn't keep them on by any means. So just something in that starter pack that all kind of comes in there. And last but not least, this is something that I'm actually going to be using to store my Switch 2 around the house. And that is the big boy. Here we are. This is the, sorry for the blurriness again. It's that stupid light. Let me adjust here. My big hairy arms. We got it. It's getting there somewhere. There we go. Check this out. This is the System Organizer Case S2. System organizers actually kind of they're useful things, right? If you have them around the house. I keep my Switch 2. It's not always docked. It's kind of sitting on my back here on my shelving system when it's not docked. It's around the house. And we've been more and more taking the games off of our shelves just because I have so many games. And we have a lot of controllers, and it gets to the point where like, where do I put all these Joy-Cons? I leave stuff sitting on the table, especially the Pro controllers. So I do need to find a place to put them. I've been using the Adidas Lego set. I've been using that shoebox design and throwing all my Joy-Cons and controllers in there. Getting an actual storage system is a nice idea. This comes with it's a whole storage case, whole storage system. Has that little handle on there. And this is actually kind of cool. I noticed this first. I'm like, oh, this is neat. It's got the Switch 2, maybe the Switch goes in here. Well, it goes in there because you can actually pull this off and it's a separate little case. Not a great case because it's a lot thinner and it's not necessarily meant to be your prime Switch 2 case. It has barely enough room to put your Switch in there. It is like this nice felt lined interior, so that's actually kind of cool. Reduces scratches, and you can fit 10 games again. But there's no storage for anything in this. It's just to keep the Switch from getting bumped, because they do kind of want you to put everything in here, which is the rest of this. It's almost like a cooler size, and they're kind of popping up all over the place, these little storage cases. But I will say it is nice to keep your Switch paraphernalia in one area. You open this sucker up, and it's got ta-da! Storage pockets and a little strap. So store the Joy-Cons, the Pro controllers, some Switch cases. We were using this to store some of the Switch cases in there and keep things off our shelves. It's just a nice little area. You can take this out. It's just kind of a Velcro hook and loop system, so you can adjust it and kind of reposition things. But these storage things are nice for someone like me that needs to put all those floating Joy-Cons and controllers and cords all in one spot and not looking messy. And this actually looks kind of nice and simple and clean off in the corner.
The way that you're making me feel tonight.
Yeah, the way you're making me feel tonight. So that is from Snakebyte. Very, we need cases. We need storage. We need a camera that doesn't get blurry. There we go. I don't know why it's doing that. So good stuff from Snakebyte. I guess they're not premium quality, but they get the job done. So why not? Yeah. And now I have a couple more things to showcase. This one, let me turn on this light so I don't have the stupid blinding light happening. Let's do this. That was the opposite I wanted to do. All right, much better. I'm back. No more blurriness. I get of course it's over there. I get another package today in the mail, and I'm wondering, okay, what's this package? Well, this package is actually, there's a game that launched yesterday, or the embargo went up yesterday, game launched today. We grew up with Nickelodeon, and it's fun. I think JJ's spinning wheel of death over there, so he's disappeared. His internet is gone. There's a new Nickelodeon game out. and it's called Nicktoons and the Dice of Destiny, and it's sort of an action RPG. Bye, JJ. Thanks. Come back later. Nicktoons and the Dice of Destiny. They sent over Pete and Pete the game. They sent over this collector's edition. I didn't know they had a collector's edition for this thing. And it lists in the back the stuff that's in there, but let's open it and surprise y'all. So we did get a review.
I didn't Google what this was because you posted it. I was like, I want to be surprised because I'm curious now.
I actually kind of like this box. It reminds me of sort of a D&D case, right? It's got the dice on there and
I've been hoping this game would be good.
Yeah, I will. I have a code, and now this is actually the Switch 2 version as well. So I guess I can play both. So let's open it and find out what's in this sucker. All right, I'm gonna rip this plastic off. It reminds me of those old PC games. They came in cases like this, and I loved it. But this is check it out, it slides. There we go. Ooh, look at this stuff. Okay. Here's the game. So it fits in there. Nicktoons and the Dice of Destiny. Simple little package there. I like that. And here is actually, I do like the artwork. It's cute. It's like cute artwork. And I'm like, oh, it's SpongeBob. It's a Ninja Turtle. It's a bunch of characters. But
I was gonna say those are the only two I recognize.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I see the Fairly Odd Parents.
Fairly Odd Parents. They're cute. I tried my fat finger was covering up a bunch of stuff. So they're definitely designed to be a specific way, getting that same thing. Here is the actual game. Okay, it comes with the Dice of Destiny. Oh, this is the Wardrobe of Wonder Pack. So again, sorry for getting blurry in there. So it comes with the special DLC in this, and
protecting your DLC code.
It's protecting my DLC code.
New.
Value just went down 50%, no longer sealed. So let's see what's in this. Okay, here it is. It's all wrapped up. Let's open this sucker up and see what's in there. JJ's probably freaking out. Why did you use your fat thumb to rip that open?
I always use my hand. Like that. It drives my wife crazy.
Really? I lost 100% of its value. So
I open everything. Nothing should be sealed.
A pack of cards. It is 9 collectible hero cards. We'll check those out in a second here. It's got a little bit of it's got a cool little poster. Let's see what this poster is.
I was wondering what that was. I thought it was like a tube of scent or something. Oh, that's a cool map
on one side, and it's got just kind of some character art on the other.
Yeah.
Ooh, Danny Phantom.
Ooh, yeah, Danny Phantom.
All right, now we're gonna get to the good stuff because I know what's in this set, and it's some good stuff.
Take this out, and what's this? There is a little baggie back here. That's kind of
a dice bag.
Nice dice.
Oh yeah.
Bag. There are stickers here. These are nice little stickers. By the way, check this out. This is a full.
Yeah,
that's nice.
That's a dice. That's a legit dice box. It comes with a full
box. Why would I have a dice box?
Dice box and dice bag. That's weird. Wonder why I didn't do that.
Dice of Destiny, and Dahlia, of course, is having a hard time opening. Oh, I got it. Ready?
Some hinges.
It opens. Dice.
Nice.
What did these?
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. They actually give you dice.
Yeah, man.
I'm glad I didn't Google it beforehand. This is great.
These are nice. I love the little ochre color. Oh, there's a little bit, so you can't really see it in this guy, but some of these others, you can see there's a little tiny bit of like sparkly. There you go, sparkliness in there. Sorry, my fat finger. But it's
they're beautiful dice.
Sparkle. They are. They're really nice. They're really nice dice. So, there we go. Here's this one. Kind of shows a little bit more. You can see it sort of sparkles in there. My daughter plays D&D with her friends. These are going to be the dice that she uses. Sorry for the camera blurring. I'll get that fixed in a second here. And I'll open these cards, and now I'll see what's in these cards. But yeah, if you want to throw the dice, look at that. Do the dice.
Roll that D20 now and tell me what it lands on.
You want to see that? Okay, let's do that. Let's roll that D20.
Roll for initiative. Come on.
Roll for initiative. Here we go. D20. Here we go. Ready?
Yes.
Move these off to the side here. And we got 4.
Oh, beautiful. Critical failure. Love to see it. Well, it's not technically a critical failure.
No, this is cool. This is a really nice package. You get that leather storage unit there. And
you know what? Only $80 and still available on Amazon.
Nice.
I'm not going to get this right now, but I did.
It's actually,
if the game is good, I might
consider it. Is it a nice set? And the game, of course, is most of that cost. Let's open up the cards here. Now the value goes down.
Yeah,
now
this is where you really. It's like those Nintendo had those cards.
For Mario Wonder.
Yeah,
still have, and I have not opened, and they're probably worth a lot more.
They're worth more because you don't know if you have the whatever the elephant in there or not.
Yeah. All right, let's see here. I don't want to ruin these cards. Come on.
Rip the cards too.
Gizzers. Here we go. All right, cool. Let's see what we got here.
There's Timmy Turner.
Kind of a nice card. Timmy Turner. It's got his stats on there somewhat. That is Susie Carmichael.
You got put in your place, Tyler.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, no, my wife was like, "You literally bought every Kingdom Hearts on the Steam Deck today. You're not getting anything." And she's right. I'm not.
Cute SpongeBob wearing Knight's outfit
with his baby eyes.
Yep, Sandy Cheeks.
Sandy Cheeks. I'm glad I haven't hit anybody I don't recognize yet.
Leonardo.
Katara.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jimmy Neutron. There we go.
Oh, that's a weird art style for Jimmy Neutron.
I don't like it. I don't like that.
yeah. And they all have these like little stats about them. I don't know what they mean.
Jenny, okay.
Oh my god, I forgot about that show.
Yeah. And the last but not least.
Yeah, there we go.
There you go. Yeah, they all have these little stat cards at the bottom. And
your wife earlier said Danny Phantom was hot, Tyler. So
yeah. Is she wrong?
Yes, you don't. I don't know if
he's 12. I don't know, man.
Listen, we all had crushes at that age.
There you go. I don't know if they all come with the same 9 cards.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Different cards. I don't know. I'll be curious. Hey, if you're also a Nicktoons influencer, let me know what cards you got. So yeah. Thank you to our friends at I think it's Game Mill. Sending this along. I will be playing this game, and I think maybe in the next episode we can talk about it. I know the game is out, I believe, today or yesterday. Yesterday, something like that. Cool little pack. I like that. I like the posters, just kind of neat little posters. But I like those dice. Those dice are kind of in the dice. The
dice are really cool.
That is cool. I'll be using that dice box. I really will be for like D&D stuff. So
yeah,
even without this.
Yeah. Useful stuff. Like you can actually use this in a game, and it's like that dice box doesn't seem cheap.
It's like actual wood. It's not like IKEA wood. It's actual wood.
Yeah.
Even without my Kingdom Hearts Steam purchases today, I probably would not have like impulse bought that right now. But it is one of those things where it's like, if the game is good, like if you like it, and it's still available on Amazon in like a week or two, maybe I'll think about it. I don't know.
I've got some things that I bought, actually. Cards. This is the last little bit of show and tell, and we'll shut the show down.
You gotta free us, man.
None of these are free. Hey, you guys kept me for so long talking about. I went to a comedy show. Rick Glassman is one of my favorite comedians, and he puts these cards out. We should make our own cards. The X-Men card style. That we never do. Yeah. But he uses his friends that are on his people that show up on his show. He has his dog Alvin, his Chihuahua, and him as Rick and Goblin. He's sort of the Wolverine. But create these cards are pretty cool cards. This gets me. I want to make cards one day. I also got the Street Fighter Amiibo cards. Let's open the Street Fighter Amiibo and see which cards we got. They were on. I got them. I ordered 1 pack at Best Buy, and they gave me 3. So either they screwed up or I screwed up. I don't know. All right, I got Rashid. These are functioning Amiibo. I got Zangief.
There we go.
Wait, and I got Viper.
Oh, wow.
I got some good ones there.
Oh, so
these are 28, 47, and 49. I got.
So are these
Series 2?
Okay, I was about to say because Viper isn't even in the game yet.
So that's what I got there. And last but not least, I'm going to open up. I got an Edge of Eternity's booster pack. This is at Best Buy as I was picking up my copy of Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. I'm like, let me go get these real quick because they were there. So, and I know they're like the latest or the newest stuff, not counting Spider-Man. So let's get these. All right. Sorry, Zach. This is what you're missing out on not being on the show.
Oh yeah,
I do
sure
like that.
He's gonna be pissed.
I'm sure he's gonna be pissed. He has all these more than likely. So
he's so mad at you not pronouncing anything right.
Yeah, I'm gonna pronounce them all correctly.
Well, he should have showed up whenever he was tagged. On Blue Sky.
Robot. That's how you pronounce it. Robot and Lander.
Robot. That's my favorite Chrono Trigger character.
There you go. I have Divert Disaster. Maybe our good friend Ryan Gann, who's been watching, could tell me if these are good cards. He was a big Magic the Gathering player.
It's hard to will him into existence. Yeah. He's usually only there to cut a jab when you're not ready.
Oh, I have one directly related. This one just came out directly related to our show. Good friend Sammy's Curiosity. Sammy, do you have some curiosity for what the hell we're still doing? We got it right there. Sammy's Curiosity.
Dally ribs at me for making the show drag on, and
Scrapper.
How many card packs have we opened at this point? Like 6 or 8.
I'll go through. Oh,
that's actually
cute. That's dope. Yeah. Vault Guard Trooper, Hemosymbic Might, Caesarian Durscraft, Caveron Harrier. That's kind of cool. Ooh, this is a cool card. I like the design of this one. And then I got Forest because that's your land. And finally, the Alpha Rail Dreaming Acolyte is my swoopy doopy. And that's it. That's today's show. 2 hours. We're rocking. I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you for joining us on the SideQuest. It's been a show. We had a lot to talk about. A lot of cool stuff, and I get to cut all this and turn it into videos tomorrow. Thank you to JJ, Tyler, Sam, who's probably asleep. Thank you to everybody over there who's been viewing and watching and commenting. Definitely appreciated. Rest in peace, Xbox. SideQuesting.com, SideQuesting TV on YouTube and Twitch. Hop into the Discord, Patreon, all the fun stuff. We'll see you on the next episode of the SideQuest. Bye-bye.
Xbox forever.